Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I have some breaking news coming out here for you. So we had a lot of events transpiring in Ukraine just yesterday. They came under attack again pretty heavily. So we've got video footage here. This is the city of Kharkiv that once again was hit by drones again late last night. There was dozens of drones that were launched onto the city. And I've been covering this quite a bit. This city has come under attack multiple times. I don't even know how many times, probably more than 10 times by now. And so it came under attack by drones late last night. And also, we had at least nearly 70 guided aerial bombs that were launched into Ukraine all across the front line and also in communities across Ukraine. So some of the regions that were targeted was Kharkiv, as you can see here, the Dnipro regions, and the Black Sea port city of Odessa. We had 2 civilians that are reported to be killed so far in these attacks. We had a food factory that was set ablaze, other infrastructure damage, homes, commercial buildings, lots of things destroyed once again by Russia launching another massive attack just yesterday going in through the nighttime in Ukraine. So we also have reports we're going to talk about a little bit too that Zelensky said that Ukraine's armed forces shot down another fighter jet. Okay, this is actually an Su-25 bomber that was shot down. Here's a picture of it. So it's not really a fighter jet, it's more of a bomber. But this photo is for reference for you. I believe that is it, an Su-25 bomber. So apparently they shot that down. We'll go over a video talking about that as well. But yeah, we've got lots of information to go over. So let's go ahead and get right into the story. This is on Reuters. Russia hits Ukraine regions. Zelensky says Su-25 bomber has been downed. Russian attacks on Ukraine's Kharkiv and Dnipro regions and the Black Sea port of city of Odessa, killed at least 2 civilians, set a food factory ablaze, and damaged other infrastructure, homes and commercial buildings on Saturday, regional officials said. President Volodymyr Zelensky said Russia had used 8 missiles of various kinds and nearly 70 guided aerial bombs against communities and front lines positions during the day, after Ukraine's Air Force downed 13 Shahed drones that targeted the Kharkiv and Dnipro regions overnight. So they definitely got hit pretty hard. It looks like there could have been more than 100 missiles and bombs that were used on Ukraine throughout the day. And then at night, 13 Shahed drones were targeting Kharkiv, and Dnipro region. So definitely a pretty major attack. Zelensky said Moscow has no desire for peace. Russia can only be forced to leave Ukraine alone, he said in his nightly video address. A World Peace Summit taking place in Switzerland in June without Russia must succeed, he said. He said Ukraine's 110th Mechanized Brigade brought down a Russian Su-25 bomber over the eastern Donetsk region, one of 4 areas of Ukraine's Moscow. Ukraine says it annexed. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, said on Friday Moscow that had taken control of 547 square kilometers or 211 square miles of the territories this year. So for sure that I don't know if those figures are correct, but we do know, I've reported many times, that Russia has been gaining ground. Okay, there's a major offensive that's about to take place here on Chasiv Yar, which is a key city on the eastern side of Ukraine, kind of similar to Bakhmut, and it's not too far from Bakhmut as far as I know. And they're going to be storming that city and trying to take it over because apparently it's a key village that they need to take, the Russians that is. So here's a picture of a firefighter trying to put out some fires here inside of Ukraine. Okay, so it says here, Ole Sinibuhov, governor of Kharkiv region, said Russian shelling killed a 49-year-old man on the street near his home in the village of Slobozhansk. An 82-year-old woman was killed and two men were injured in overnight shelling in Kharkiv city, he wrote on the Telegram app. Russian missile attack set fire to a business premises in an industrial district of Kharkiv city, injuring 6 employees, he added. Local prosecutors identified it as a food factory. In the south, Odessa region governor Ole Kipper, said 3 people had been injured in the city by a missile strike. Reuters could not immediately verify the reports of casualties and damage. An Air Force commander said air defenses brought down all 13 of the attack drones overnight, but Sinibuov said falling debris injured 4 people and sparked a fire in an office building. So it looks like they were able to shoot down Most of these attack drones that were launched, according to the Ukrainians, in the industrial Dnipropetrovsk region, shelling injured a 57-year-old woman and damaged infrastructure in Nikopol near the Russian-held Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, and 2 people were wounded in another overnight attack, regional governor Serhiy Lysak said. So there you go, just some information to bring to you on this attack coming from Russia launching onto Ukraine. So once again, like I said, I've reported these so many times on these attacks in Ukraine, and primarily Kharkiv has been coming under attack a lot. Okay, over the last I want to say 3 to 4 months, we've just been reporting nonstop attacks on Kharkiv. Almost weekly is what it seems like. There's attacks on Kharkiv, and they're almost happening so frequently that the news is not even really picking it up much and really reporting as much as they used to, because it happens so frequently. And we're going to be going over some video footage here now. We got several things to show you coming out from Kharkiv, and also this Su-25 bomber that was downed. Okay, so this is from Jay in Kiev on X. Russians are now completely destroying Kharkiv. A meat processing plant was targeted with missiles. So real quick before we watch this, just a 12-second clip. We know that the Russians were planning an offensive onto Kharkiv, so I think that's why we're seeing more attacks on Kharkiv now again, because they're softening up, the city before they try to move in and take it, and probably also to raise terror and create fear amongst the population there before they try to attempt to seize it. We know that the Russians were planning an offensive on this city, but we don't know when. It could be sometime soon. So let's take a look at this video real quick and see the extent of the damage. So as we can see here, definitely some fires breaking out. I don't know if this is the meat processing plant that we were just seeing there a second ago, right here. But we know, again, a meat processing plant or a food factory was caught on fire. It could have been this too. It might be that, because that looks a lot bigger, actually. So yeah, another major attack. Lots of critical buildings that were destroyed here. And I don't really know what the objective is for Russia, if they're just kind of going after these commercial buildings and residential buildings, what we see in lots of footage. Yeah, I mean, this is what Russia is doing to Ukraine consistently all the time. I report this quite often, and it's terrible to see what's happening to these poor people here. There's just people living in the city just trying to get by and live with their life, and then they're coming under attack by missiles and drones quite frequently. So we'll go over this as well. This is another post from Jay in Kiev. Locals in Kharkiv aren't letting Russian missiles massacres interfere with their Easter today. So it was Easter as well in Ukraine. So we're going to see some footage here of these people. Looks like they're having a little barbecue here for Easter. And take a look at this video too when you see the strike of these missiles. Is like smoke in the distance, and these people are just completely ignoring it. They're so used to it, to the attacks here in Kharkiv.
Пасочное настроение, скоро будет праздник, шашлычки, тихо, мирно, и тут сзади прилетик такой смачный. Все хорошо, отмечаем, главное шашлычок. Все, Харьков приветствует. Все тихо и спокойно, восточный.
Okay, so clearly we can see here in the video, when we fast forward a little bit, there was some sort of attack here in the distance, and then these people here are just trying to celebrate their Easter, and they're just completely ignoring the fact that there was just an attack right over here. There was just probably a missile or a drone that just struck just over the side of this large building here, while these people are just hanging out trying to cook here. I know it's not funny, but it's crazy to see that these people are so used to these attacks happening over here that it doesn't even bother them. They're just like, you know what, we just want to focus on our Easter, enjoy our Easter. We're not even going to bother about that. It just happens so frequently over there, is what I'm trying to say, that it doesn't even faze them. They're so used to it. Their bodies are used to the constant shelling, and it's kind of sad to see, okay? And it shouldn't be happening like this, and these people should be able to live in peace, and there shouldn't be attacks like this. Finally, from Igor Sushko, Ukrainian armed forces shot down another Russian Su-25 Striker bomber. So this is President Vladimir Zelensky just putting out a statement. thanking the brigade that shot this thing down. So let's go ahead and take a look at what his response here is to this.
Особливо відзначу воїнів зі 110-ї окремої механізованої бригади за збиття сьогодні чергового російського Су-25 на Донеччині. Молодці хлопці, дякую всім нашим воїнам на фронті, в бойових завданнях, на бойових постах. Усім, хто попри жорсткий російський тиск, попри всі складнощі ситуації зараз знищує окупантів. Особливо
Okay, so I tried to find some footage of, whether this S-25 was shot down, if we could actually find footage showing that, and unfortunately I wasn't able to find that, but I was able to find this statement coming out from Vladimir Zelensky, so him thanking the brigade that shot this down. So, yeah, another major warplane being taken out. According to the Ukrainians, and I've reported that many times, they've taken out spy planes, 300 million spy planes. I think they took out like 2 of them at one point. Many Su-35s. I think some of those have been shot down. They've shot down quite a few. Okay, they've even taken out lots of Russia's their war fleet, like their ships, their warships. We've reported that many times as well. But obviously we don't have any footage, like I said, of that Su-25. So, yeah, just wanted to give you an update on what's going on over here in Ukraine. Obviously, they were hit hard once again, as we can see in the footage here in Kharkiv. And I'm sure I'll be doing more reports of this because, like I said, they should be planning another offensive. That's Russia planning an offensive onto Kharkiv is what we keep hearing. So they plan to seize the city at some point, or at least attempt to try to. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this update, though. Just wanted to get this out there to you. If you got something out of this update, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.